POV, it is 1 a.m. and you're planning a full rebrand of your life for 2025. Hello girlies, get ready with me while we discuss how I manifested my dream life and how you can too. So I wanted to go into depth about my journey here on YouTube. I want to give you guys the full breakdown of how I got to where I am today, because I feel like I've never done that. Especially everyone that is new here would have no idea that I've been on YouTube for almost 10 years. So pretty much I started my YouTube channel in 2015. At the time, I was obsessed with all of the other YouTuber girlies. My biggest inspirations at the time were Bethany Moda, My Life is Ava, and I wanted to be like them so badly. And they were pretty much the reason that I picked up a camera and decided to start teaching myself how to edit. And keep in mind that social media at the time was not the same as it is today. There was no such thing as influencers. There was no TikTok. So I feel like it wasn't as easy to grow, meaning there wasn't as many people making money from content creation. But I honestly didn't really care. I feel like I really was just doing it for fun at the time. Like, I was not expecting to make money off of YouTube at all. Now when I look back, my videos at the time were so embarrassing. If you scroll down all the way on my YouTube channel, you are not going to find my old videos because they are all on private now. My YouTube name used to be adeladadoll because I loved creating DIY videos. That was pretty much mostly what my videos consisted of. And I used to create my videos on this really old laptop that my family just happened to have. And at the time, I had also saved up all of my birthday money from the previous years to buy myself my first camera, which was the Canon PowerShot SX500. And I don't know how I remember that, but it was a struggle, you guys. I was having to teach myself how to edit on this overheating laptop on some random free editor that I found online, and that was literally how I started. So I had done that for a little bit in my freshman and sophomore years of high school. I feel like not too many people knew about my channel at the time because I kind of just kept it a secret, or at least I tried to. Then when I turned 15, I became really passionate about video editing and I wanted to take it to the next level. Since that old laptop that I was using to edit wasn't cutting it anymore, I had decided that for my 15th birthday, I was going to ask my family for a MacBook. But the thing is that my family couldn't just go out and buy me a brand new MacBook computer because those things were expensive. So what ended up happening is, in Hispanic culture, when a girl turns 15, families will usually throw a quinceañera for them, which is just the equivalent to a sweet 16. And I pretty much asked my family if instead of having a quinceañera, if I could get a MacBook instead, because I know that throwing a huge party would end up costing a whole bunch of money. And when I think back to that, I honestly think it's crazy because it just shows you how determined I was. Anyways, I was eternally grateful because my mom and my dad actually ended up splitting the costs of a MacBook, and they were able to get me my first ever MacBook Pro when I turned 15. So anyways, this MacBook ended up really changing the game for me because I was able to level up my editing skills and I was able to grow my channel to 10,000 subscribers. I also had created my first viral video at the time, which was my 100 things to do when you're bored. And at the time, I was actually the first person to ever create that video. And this was also the point that I started to make a little bit of money off of YouTube. I started making around $100 a month, which had also allowed me to upgrade my camera to the Canon T5, which was one of the popular cameras that a lot of YouTubers were using, which is really cool because I wouldn't have been able to afford it otherwise. But then the biggest downside of starting to get more views on YouTube was having people from my school starting to find out about my channel, which at the time was the worst thing that could have ever happened to me because I had the worst social anxiety and I did not know how to handle people coming up to me at school every single day, making fun of my videos, calling me by my channel name, and even teachers playing my videos on the projector. That honestly was such a traumatizing high school experience. So because of that, it made me really insecure of my YouTube channel. And looking back, I really wish I hadn't cared so much about what people thought, because for that reason, I stopped making YouTube videos for the last 2 years of high school. And to this day, that is one of my biggest regrets. And so within the 2 years that I had stopped doing YouTube, it was always in the back of my head that I should keep posting YouTube videos. But it wasn't until I turned 18 that I decided to attempt making YouTube videos again. That was when quarantine started and all of my college classes ended up going online, which allowed me to have extra free time. So this is when I decided that I was going to start being consistent with YouTube. I was also working some part-time jobs like Panera. I was working at Hollister. Also, keep in mind, I was getting fired from these jobs back to back. It was like a sign from the universe that I was not meant to work a 9 to 5. And one day I decided to finally take this sign from the universe. I quit my job, I went home, and I got on my YouTube grind. I started posting 1 to 2 times a week. I was still going to school, and it took a while before I started seeing real growth. And once again, this was not easy for me because I was living in a really chaotic household. Filming was the most difficult thing ever. Like anytime I would try filming, there was always someone screaming in the back. As you guys know, I shared rooms, so I could only film at certain times when my sister wasn't there, but I made it happen, you guys. And it really hit me that I was going somewhere with YouTube when I got to work with my first sponsor that actually paid me more than I would make in a month from just a regular job. And at that point I decided I was going to take the risk and just move out and make YouTube my full-time thing. And now I get to live my childhood dreams, you guys. So this is all just to show you guys that I am living proof that if you want something badly enough, you can get it. If you're determined, you don't get discouraged easily by not getting immediate results. You cannot care what people think, because I would not be living in my dream apartment right now if I had continued to care what others thought of me. And listen to your intuition. If you have a gut feeling that you're meant to be doing something, go after it. I always had this gut feeling that if I didn't pursue YouTube, I would just look back and regret not at least trying. And lastly, whatever it is that you want to achieve, you have to be consistent, especially at the beginning. Ever since I started YouTube, my goals have always consisted of growing my social media. As you could probably tell from the last year, I've been trying to focus more on my own personal growth, because I feel like that was something I was never able to do. I feel like for me, I always prioritized my job and school, and in a lot of ways, I made myself the last priority. So now that I've had all this time to focus on myself, I've realized that there's a lot of things that I need to work on. For the last hours, my notes app and my Pinterest app have been working overtime. There's always this awkward time between Christmas and New Year's where I just don't know what to do with myself, and I just like to use this time to reset my energy, work on my vision board. Since I have been preparing to put together my yearly vision board tonight, I've been saving all these photos from Pinterest of what I want 2025 to look like, as well as just writing down my general goals for the next year. If you've been following me for a while, then you know that my vision boards have always came to life. At the end of every year, I always post these like yearly reset videos where I go over my vision boards and show you how I put my vision boards together for the next year, which you guys should totally go watch because I kind of give you all of my manifestation tips. This year, I have realized that vision boards are meant to be private, and for the last years, I've been sharing my vision boards online, and this year I decided I wanted to try something different and try keeping my vision board private this time. So I did invite one of my besties over. We're gonna go print out our photos together and then put together a cute little setup and just have a little manifesting night for 2025. So I have decided that today is going to be a reset day. You should be taking the first week of the new year to resetting your energy to make sure that you're not going into the new year with bad vibes. So I'm gonna let this face mask sit for a little bit. I did want to get into some journaling this morning because an important part of my yearly reset routine every year is taking some time to reflect. So for step 2 of the reset routine, I'm sitting here and I'm forcing myself to clear out my entire phone. I'm doing the yearly digital declutter where I basically clear out the camera roll, I clear out the notes, the contacts, the following list, even the apps. I set this new wallpaper. I actually heard of this CEO that arranged her app folders as affirmations, and so I decided to do the same. Now every time I go to open apps, I'm having to read these affirmations out loud. Like, I am healthy, I am blessed, I am connected, I am productive, I am rich, I love my job, I love my home, I love learning, I love traveling. She's looking a little bit more organized. So I decided I wanted to stop by a late night coffee shop tonight to do some computer work, to do my planning, prepping, and organizing for 2025, setting up my calendar. I just know I'll get super distracted if I try doing this at home. And it's pretty cool because in LA, there's a lot of coffee shops that stay open pretty late. I'm actually going to one of my favorite spots right now called About Time. It's pretty much a coffee shop that stays open until 12 a.m. So whenever I want some late night matcha, I just come here. I'm at Whole Foods now, and let me show you what I'm going to be buying to make sure that my 2025 glow up happens. I created the perfect grocery list. I did a bunch of research of all the things in my list, and so that my research doesn't go to waste, I'm going to be showing you everything I'm going to be buying. First, we are in the tea aisle. I'm grabbing some triple mint tea. You can also get some spearmint tea. The hot girls are drinking spearmint tea to achieve the glass skin. This is also really good if you deal with acne. So I'm trying to be glowing in 2025. I'm also grabbing some of this everyday detox tea, which has dandelion in it. That is supposed to be really good for you. This will detox your whole body, liver and kidneys. I'm telling you, I did my research, and I'll be drinking these two together for that perfect glowy skin. I've been so obsessed with pineapples. These are like the ultimate fruit for glowing up. And speaking about pineapples, go get yourself some pure pineapple juice, and if you drink that with some pure cranberry juice, you will thank me later. It does have to be 100% pineapple, no sugars or artificial anything in order for it to work. These are like my go-to drinks during my cycle. They also do a really good job at balancing your pH. So that wraps it up for this video, and I am determined to level up my life in 2025, and this is your sign to use this year as a fresh start. Start eating whole foods, move your body every day, and start putting yourself first. We are leaving all of our bad habits behind in 2024. If you need help creating the perfect routine, go watch my recent Getting Productive vlog where I show you how I'm locking in for 2025, and also go comment this emoji if you made it to the end of the video.